Welcome to another episode of The Brand Called You, a podcast and podcast show that brings you leadership lessons, knowledge, experience, and wisdom from thousands of successful individuals from around the world. I'm your host, Ashutosh Garg, and today I'm delighted to welcome a very senior technology leader and an author from Vancouver, Canada, Mr. Mangesh Bhamre. Mangesh, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks, Ashutosh, for having me here.
Thank you. Mangesh is the founder and chief executive officer at Cybird. He's a cybersecurity expert. He's also an author of a book titled Your Digital Defense. So, Mangesh, before we start talking about Cybird and your book, please tell me about your own journey and what got you interested in the area of cybersecurity.
Yeah, I have been in cybersecurity for almost 20 years now, uh, working on antivirus, firewalls, and parental control products. I worked at McAfee for 15 years.
Hmm.
So the initial engineering and then into product management. And I led their secure home platform, a flagship product,
Mhm.
and we rolled out to almost 4 million homes
Yeah.
worldwide, actually. So that was one of my best experience understanding consumer security. And for 20 years, all different patterns of from bad guys hacking viruses to more phishing attacks. I understand the pattern, the way it is growing, and I see a clear path or clear projections that yes, this is going to grow more faster now with AI things, and the area which I'm more concerned or I'm more focused is more small businesses and families. And yeah, there are surely antivirus products, a lot of different products are there, but I see a clear gap in providing some kind of a very easy, simple solution.
Hmm.
And that's where like I built Cybird so that we can protect a lot of people with a good solution.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. So let's now move to Cybird. And you
Mhm.
say that you are building a modern network security suite. How
Correct.
does Cyber differentiate itself from other network security solutions?
Excellent. Yeah, great question. So yes, there are a couple of competitor products more into the enterprise segment. Yeah, and apart from our more comprehensive protection, so that is the core of our product. Yeah, we protect from phishing sites, malware sites, all that is a standard one. But the three things I would say differentiates us. One is we want to bring a simplicity into the solution so that yeah, people nowadays don't have time. They want to set up and protect all of the connected devices, and the same is with small businesses also. The
Right.
small business want to focus on business, not managing and security aspects of it.
Hmm.
So we want to bring a very high level of simplicity. So that is one important point. The second one is we have our we call it as a zero trust network. So
Hmm.
nowadays, at home or in small office, we generally use a shared password for Wi-Fi.
Hmm.
Again, it is really bad for in terms of security. So what we have done is like for each user, we give a unique username and password, and all of that users devices are using connected using that username and password. Again, it is simple, it is there in enterprise, but it is
Hmm.
not at home, it is not at a
Hmm.
small business.
Hmm.
And that unlocks a lot of ways of trying to protect those users. We exactly know that these devices belongs to say Ashutosh, or devices belong to Mangesh, and what policies to apply based on if it is a home or office. We can apply different policies.
Hmm.
And third one is like yeah, we want generally the concept is like if there is a security, it is going to slow you down, the PCs is going to slow you down, and we wanted to set a really high standard in terms of performance. Yeah, we know the security is there, we are intercepting few things, but we didn't want it to impact the performance. And we didn't want it to really stop at that point, but we wanted to see how we can improve the performance of your network. So
Hmm.
we say that, yes, you can prioritize the apps. So
Hmm.
calls like these, yeah, are important. Even though there are 10 other things happening at your company on the
Right.
internet, you want all such calls to be prioritized, ensuring that there are no meeting disturbances. So we identify such calls. It can be Zoom calls, meeting calls. So all that becomes like a performance and protection coming from cyber. So three
Very
things stand
interesting.
out for us.
Very
Yeah.
interesting. And, since you're going into homes, What are some of the key features of the Cybird network security suite that make it user-friendly for non-technical users?
Correct. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, home is like there might be three, four, five people at
Correct.
home. Each will have their own couple of devices. And then now with smart TVs, your printers, your doorbell. So, I mean, what we are seeing a pattern of almost 20 to 30 devices are there at home.
Hmm.
And at the max, you might install antivirus on some of them, but not everything. So, and managing security for all this 20, 30 is not easy. So we wanted to have like simple solution. So our solution is like we put a small agent onto the Wi-Fi routers.
Hmm.
Again, we say it is a Cybird powered router. It is not the standard router you get on the shelf, but it is some special agent sits on the router, and that is like it helps no matter what device is now connected. It can be your a smart fridge, a smart TV, or any smart devices. Yeah, as far as they're connected to the Wi-Fi, the protection is kind of on. So
Hmm.
that's the simplicity we want to bring in.
Hmm.
Without like installing something on the device, the protection is on, and that's what we think is more simplified for covering all the devices and IoT devices as well.
Very interesting.
So that's
You also
yeah,
talk of the concept of a cloud-first protection. Tell me
correct.
how this strategy benefits families and small and medium businesses.
Correct. Yeah. So traditionally, if you have possibly used antivirus, it updates some kind of a DAT files, so that we can protect against the latest viruses and malwares. Again, if your computer is not up to date, it may not protect against the latest one. So that's traditional, and you need to keep your machines up to date and all those sorts of things. What
Hmm.
we want to achieve is radically opposite of this. So
Hmm.
you don't need to update your machines, you don't need to install anything on your devices at all. So
Hmm.
that's the first premise that we are setting.
Hmm.
And then even the router, because it is connected to the cloud always. Yeah, I mean, whatever you're browsing, we just send what is the domain that you're using, which
Hmm.
domain you're going to. And only that minimal piece is like sent to our server. We say that, yeah, it is a good site or a bad site. And if it is a bad site, yes, we block it right away. So being at the cloud, we ensure that the cloud is up to date every hour or
Hmm.
every few minutes. So anything that is bad happening in the wild, we
Hmm.
know it more instantaneously. We update our cloud, and there is zero updates
Hmm.
on the device or zero updates on the router. So
Hmm.
that's the advantage that we are getting from the cloud. And the side effect of it is that all of these devices are lightweight, or there is nothing installed. Even the router is very minimalistic, so that security is not impacting anything. The lightweight advantage and protection against the latest viruses or phishing sites is what our cloud intelligence bring in.
Hmm. Amazing. And one of the things that I've often asked a lot of tech startup entrepreneurs is that what has been some of your biggest challenges in developing a comprehensive security suite, both for families and SMBs?
Great question again. Yeah, again, security can go in become quickly kind of complex to
Yeah.
implement, and we have seen kind of enterprise products which you need an IT person to understand what goes behind the scene. So for us, the balance between the simplicity and security has been a challenging part. Again, how can we provide a best level of security without really users coming and configuring anything out of it? How can all the things be on by default, working behind the scene, so that for users we show that yes, everything is working, and that simplicity is what we always strive for. Again, we want to keep our user interface simple, user experience simple,
Hmm.
onboarding the router simple, and yet provide a really power packed functionality behind the scene. And that is where we always strive. We don't want to like create, you have hundreds of options, more you have granular controls. We hide a lot of that complexity, and that is what we always strive for. Like, how can a normal non-techie users can still use our product, and which is like performing at a multi-layered security behind the scene without really users understanding what is DNS, what is IP, or any kind of such things, and we protect them at a best level.
Hmm.
So yeah, we are trying to always do that balancing as much as possible.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's the complex piece of it.
Absolutely. But Mangesh, my next question is, what role does artificial intelligence, and this seems to be the buzzword all over the world, what role does artificial intelligence or machine learning play in cybersecurity offerings?
Again, yeah, great question. Again, AI is everywhere, and we see the magic of AI almost in everything today.
Right.
And I mean, yeah, each and every product today is trying to say, yes, we are AI powered. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we are not a different story. Yes, I mean, we see the clear advantages of AI. And so one of the, we had a problem about phishing today. So again, almost thousands, at least 2 lakh to 3 lakh new domains come every day.
Hmm.
And we don't know whether they are good, bad, and a lot of majority of them are really bad in terms of phishing sites or malware sites, and they are short-lived also. Like some of sites are like just for 10 minutes or 20 minutes, and they want to do that harm before any cybersecurity company tries to catch them.
Hmm.
So that's where the problem lies in. So a short-lived website which is just launched and nobody knows about it. So we went ahead in saying that can we identify such sites also which are totally new,
Yeah.
and that's what we implemented our AI, where it takes almost 25 different parameters
Hmm.
about this site, trying to understand if it is a new, it is trying to impersonate, say, Apple or Google or kind of a top brands, and is there some kind of a suspicious behavior around it?
Hmm.
And if we see that, yeah, the score is really high, then we straight away go ahead and kind of block it. So
Hmm.
that's and all that is done through our AI mechanism. Again, we trained our models in such a way that almost millions of sites which were bad historically, we were able to see that yes, these are the patterns, these are good sites, so that we don't start blocking Google or all of these. So we
Hmm.
ensure that there are kind of a zero false positives, or false positives should be like zero point 0.1 or zero point 0.2, nothing more than that. So, but the Fish Defender technology, that it is Cybird specific technology, is
Yeah.
all through the AI. Yeah, I mean,
That's
yeah. Without that, I don't see that how we would have
sure.
built it.
Sure. Thank you. And how do you ensure compatibility with other existing devices and systems in a household or an SMB environment?
Great question again. Again, coming from McAfee, I mean, any product that we used to build, we used needed to test it on Windows, multiple versions of Windows, or Android, multiple versions, or even like browsers and also.
Mm,
So testing team was always like kind of busy with how can we be
mm,
compatible. So the good part for us at Cyberd is a slightly different story. We work at the network level. So, and as far as the devices are connected to the Wi-Fi, they are using the standard technologies like DNS, IP, and everything. We are really good at that then. So, sitting on the Wi-Fi routers, we know that where this device is going, and that's the beauty. Like no matter if it is your smart fridge, smart TV, or any of your laptops, tablets, whatever is the version, whatever is the OS,
mm,
it can be IoT device, all sorts of. I mean, there are thousands of different varieties of devices. As far as they're connected to the Wi-Fi, they understand the same protocol. We are good to protect them.
mm.
So
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, I mean, we don't need to really worry about
Sure.
does it work on Android latest version and OS, iOS older version. Yeah, as far as they all use the internet standard, yeah, we are good.
Wonderful. And how do you handle the whole challenge of privacy? Because that's something which is being talked about all over the world now.
Correct. Yeah. Again, coming from McAfee and 20 years into cybersecurity, privacy is always like one thread. What is that we are capturing?
Mm.
What is that we are storing? And how do when are we deleting that information? So that is always one important thread,
Yeah.
and that's again taken care in a really best way at Cyber. So what the first premise is that there is a zero footprint on the device. So we don't need to install the app on your smartphone or tablet. So and said that, I mean, we don't have access to your uh, call logs or SMS or any of your data or your photos. So that gives a good confidence to the users that yes, they don't have access to that. So that is one part of it. The
Mm.
second one is, as I said earlier, yeah, I mean, we just need the domain name where you're visiting. So that again, we also have IP layer, but yes, domain name is one critical information we need, and we check it against if it is a good site, bad site. So that way, We work on a very minimal data set, and we don't really capture that browsing history. We delete that right away.
Mm,
Only things that we if it is a blocked site, a bad site, we wanted to inform the parent or the admin that yes, we blocked this so and so site, and even that information gets deleted after 15 years, 15
mm,
days.
mm,
And lastly, again, I mean, we all use browsers, we all use Wi-Fi devices, and the thing with that is like whatever browsing you're doing at your home, your ISP or anybody after that router is able to see your browsing patterns,
mm,
which is like a bigger concern that is there today. And some of the ISPs are actually collecting this information and selling it also.
mm,
And that is one aspect we wanted to take care that how can we ensure that users browsing data is not being accessible to anybody.
mm,
So what we do is we to improve the user's privacy, even the DNS latest DNS encryption we use that. So from the router to our cloud, that channel is encrypted. So we avoid a lot of privacy issues because of that first nature. And yes, I mean, we are always ensuring that, yeah, we capture minimal data and given the highest level of privacy. Yeah, again, we do ton of more things. Privacy can be one hour session for Cybird. But
absolutely.
yes, I mean, we are too
I
deep into
agree.
it and we care for users, what we do for them. Yeah,
I agree. Absolutely. Let's now move to your book, Mangesh. You've written a book
sure.
titled Your Digital Defense. Tell me about your book and what inspired you to write it and focus on a story-driven approach to explain cybersecurity.
Correct. Correct. Yeah, I mean, so one of my passionate thing is to build products to help people protect millions of people. So it might be the Cybird or it might be even the book. So the way I wanted to start with the book was like, yeah, I mean, the people hardly read books because of more Instagram or and the social media of it. So yeah, how can we get first people to read the book? So and then if we talk about cybersecurity, which is like, oh, like kind of hard topic for people, I don't want to even touch that book. So
Mm,
that's where I knew that there is going to be a lot of resistance if I start saying that this is a cybersecurity book with all the technology things. And so that's what I wanted to avoid in first
mm,
place. So I said we wanted to educate users because the awareness is very far little. And how can we again use stories are again a good form always.
yeah.
So yeah, the book is all in like small little stories, maximum one page stories. Like the conversation is between Professor Cypher,
Mm,
who is kind of a cybersecurity expert, and Alice,
mm,
a teenage girl who is kind of she's exploring how to live in the cyber world. So all that conversation is like based on that conversation between the two, and
mm,
then Professor explains, yeah, this is what happened to this person because they didn't take care of passwords or the same passwords were used. So that then it becomes easy for people to understand that yes, I'm possibly doing the same things. Let me improve on that. And a lot of people have came back saying that yes, the story format has really worked well on my
yeah.
kids and even a lot of elderly people. And then they start recommending that yes, it's not a technology book, a story book to read, but it will improve your protection 90% if you start keep following it. There are small exercises.
Oh,
So
interesting.
story really worked for me.
Mm,
And again, yes, this book is I have made this book free because I want people to kind of read step up their game with the security.
mm.
And yes, people can download it from cyber.net.
Very interesting. I have time for two more questions for you. Um,
Sure.
what tips from the book would you recommend as a starting point for families to improve their own digital safety? And give me a story from the book that outlines this.
Hmm. Interesting question again. Yeah, I mean, the starting point, if you see the book, there is a first like uh, check out how well where you stand with the security.
Hmm,
Okay, so the Professor Cypher tells like Alice like, yeah, I know you are still starting. You don't have too technical expertise, so just fill in these small check boxes and see where you stand. So it is just maybe 10, 15 questions. Like, do you use passwords which are complex in nature? Do you use a password manager? or do you use some kind of a how what apps you install? Do you install the apps from different locations and all sorts of things? And she fills up everything, whatever she knows, and then yes, submit the score. And then yes, so we tell you like you are at say 20%, you need to really step up the game. You're not there, and that excites people. Like yes, it is more of an eye opener for them. Like
Mm,
yes, this book is looks to be more interesting. It will help me improve from this 20% to possibly 90%.
mm,
But just by reading the book, so that is one important tip I would say that that's where people like get excited. Like yes, it has really shown me where I stand. uh, I'm uh, I'm not that good at security or technology,
mm.
and if I want to use my devices, which I'm anyway going to use, and there is no other way to use, so yeah, better just read the book for an hour or two. Again, it is not a long book, so people can read it and follow the instructions, very simple instructions, and I mean there you are like now you start becoming a more vigilant person, suspecting, yes, is this email looks to be untrue, and yeah, that really helped people.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah, yeah, maybe a long answer, but yeah,
No, no, I think it's a great answer. And I think all our viewers and listeners can go to, you said cybird.net, is it?
correct.
Where they
Yes,
can download a copy of the book.
they
So,
can
so you
download.
can go to
You can download
cybird.net. You can download a
correct,
free
free
copy of the
copy.
book and learn about some of the challenges of cybersecurity, which Mangesh has addressed in easy
Correct.
language. And my last question
Yeah.
for you, Mangesh, given your
Sure.
expertise in the world of cybersecurity, how do
Mhm.
you foresee the future of cybersecurity evolving for families and small and medium businesses? And how are you in cyber preparing for it?
Correct. Again, yeah, I mean, today we are all talking about AI.
Hmm.
Again, we are good people. We want to use it for our own improving productivity, but then there are the bad set of people, bad guys, who also have the same access to the internet and AI,
Hmm.
and they are going to use it for their own advantage.
Right.
Okay, financial advantage, monetary advantage is all always top-notch reasons for coming after you.
Hmm.
So that's where again, I mean, I recently read some statistics like they have also started to use DeepSeek, ChatGPT, or Gemini to like compose a very personalized emails, which pass through easily and
Right.
come to you and say that yes. And moving forward, I see like yeah, I mean, if you get Ashutosh, you get an email from say Mangesh,
Hmm.
like yes, it was great talking to you. This is a gift from
Hmm.
me because you helped me do some advantage and
Hmm.
marketing,
Hmm.
and you might click it. So you know that yes, you did talk to Mangesh
Hmm.
and there was a webinar because this
Hmm.
content is going to be live on YouTube. So no, somebody is going to use this information
Yes.
against us possibly,
Hmm.
and that's where the personalization is going to come, a more exploded personalization. And again, people, the bad guys is not like people are going to go for you, but they are going to spray this to everybody,
Hmm.
and maybe even if a 1% or 0.1% falls prey to it, that is still a big business, big market for them.
Hmm.
So again, with AI, things can be more faster. We all are going to get more personalized messages, emails, or whatever, and that is what worries me. And yes, the second part, yes, how Cybird is going to take care of it. Yes, I mean one example I gave about Quiz Defender.
Hmm.
Yes, we already use AI. So AI is we are using against the AI to kind of protect you. So yeah, again, a lot of hard work is being done behind the scene to
So,
help users protect. So you are getting a simplified product with a lot of advantage behind the scene. And we again, this is just a start of our product. We are going to go more deeper into the product, improve the protection moving forward.
hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, more multiple layers, not just Fish Defender,
Yep.
but we know that yes, we want to build more because the bad guys are innovative. So do we need to be to
Correct.
stay ahead of the game.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
So yeah,
And on that note, and what you just said, the bad guys are going to be around, so we need good guys like Cybird on our side. Thank you, Mangesh, for speaking to me about your own journey. We covered a lot of very interesting topics in cybersecurity. We
correct.
talked about cloud first protection. We spoke about the challenges families and businesses face and how you address a lot of these challenges. You told us
Correct.
about artificial intelligence and machine learning and how you're incorporating a lot of these into your product.
Correct.
You also talked to us about the future of cybersecurity, and then we discussed your book, Digital Defense. Thank you for speaking to me, and good luck to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yeah, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you for listening to the Brand Called You videocast and podcast, a platform that brings you knowledge, experience, and wisdom of hundreds of successful individuals from around the world. Do visit our website www.tbcy.in to watch and listen to the stories of many more individuals. You can also follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Just search for the Brand Called You.